Alrighty, we're live. This song seems to be incredibly soft. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Welcome. It's the Queen's birthday. Which means, unlike previous weeks, where I just do for an hour, I've started a bit later, but I'm going to go for a bit longer. And today, my friends, I am planning on doing something I should have done in my own time, but I thought it would be interesting to just watch. I was stuck between, which I should change what this is here. What we'll be doing is we're going to be trying out all the brushes. So I've downloaded a bunch of brush presets from Revoy and a couple of other places, and I'm gonna go through them because I've been doing some drawing for a little bit now, and it's definitely, I don't want to be stuck in the sort of mentality of hey, my drawings don't look good, it's the brush's fault. But I can say that if the main brushes I've been using, oh, do I need to reconfigure? Uh-oh. You know what's happened. My computer went a bit funky, and I think, yeah, it seems to have closed my tablet software, which as a result means my tablet is on the wrong screen. So now yeah, it's on the right screen. So the brushes that I have been using, you know what needs to be done at possible great risk to myself. I'm going to try and share my brushes. So I have to battle with the Streamlabs interface. Do I just have to do the whole window? That might be the case. Give me a second to configure this. Why can't I full screen?
Fog of war means is war is so complex, it's beyond the ability of the human mind to comprehend all the variables.
I mean, yeah. Oh. Everything's gone wrong. Surely I should be able to grab the brushes as its own window.
Our judgment.
I could do it with a color selector. Why can't I do it with the brush? Okay, so I don't want to share my whole screen because, and I'll save, I foolishly, years ago when I set up this computer, have my full real name as my computer name. Ah, wait. Hang on. Have we got it? Have we sorted it? Wouldn't this be a treat if I just figured it out? Oop. You can see my mouse moving on the screen. I'm dragging around my brush presets. Oh lord. Everything's going wrong. Should I just configure this? Oh my goodness. I'm half tempted to restart the stream. Oh, wait. That somehow just worked. Amazing. I have no idea what I just did. But I'll take it. Great. All right. I'm not complaining. So these are the brushes that I mostly use. I can't actually see on Streamlabs. Oh, that's not Streamlabs. Give me Streamlabs. Yeah, so I've kind of cropped it, but you can see that it's called on my thing the best ones, because those are the ones I most frequently use. Actually, let me move the screen down a bit. There we go. Oh, everything's happening here. Everything's getting configured here. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, so these brushes are called the best ones. Generally, I'll use this one for hard colors. I use this one for my lining. I'll sometimes use this one if I want some sort of level of shading, but I also mainly use that one for coloring. This one looked cool in concept, but I've never actually used it. This one I normally do my like my pre-line work, like when I'm doing the. Hang on, I need my but when I'm drawing like a thing, I'll do it first in this brush and then go from there. This one I have used not very often. Can't even remember where I last used it. This one I kind of use for texturing, mainly on my potato-based images. So, ooh, what am I dragging? I don't know what you are. I just dragged something on OBS, but I'm not sure what that was. It wasn't Twitch chat. Okay. But yes, so that is the summary of the brushes I've been using. I have now installed so many brushes. So I'm going to now create some new stuff. How do I add a new brush preset? Essentially, I'm going to go through every single one of these brushes and figure out what they do. Am I not? Yeah, I'm not skipping if I do that. And then come up with a new brush set. That is the plan. I have misadjusted myself again. Yeah, that's how we want it. So yeah. Thought we've got a long Aussie public holiday. Let's go through some Krita brushes. So these are, I'm not sure if this will show up. No, it doesn't. So I've got the Krita 3 default resource bundle, the Krita 4 default resource bundle, the Krita Artist SeExpress example bundle, RGBA Brushes bundle, the Deevad 2021 bundle, the Deevad Duo Brushes preset bundle, and the Flat Brushes Speed Painting, which is a Deevad Revoy bundle. Maybe none of these brushes will be useful, but the only way to find out is by going for it. But seriously, I do want to add some new brush preset. Oh, is it this button? Tag? No? Ah, yeah, new tag. How do I delete tags? That's the... Oh, and I can select. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I'm going to go delete so many things. First, I'm just going through. This is apparently the Deevad one. That actually looks not bad. But I'm going to delete all the tags. Just so I've got a clean slate, because while I'm sure this is an absolute foolish thing to do, that's just, I'll keep the erasers one because that's pretty basic, but what is this brush? This looks, is it just, this isn't as smooth as you'd think it'd be. I wonder if that's a me problem. My tablet supposedly handles tilt, but it doesn't. Yeah, like I'm adjusting my position of my brush, and it tilts while I'm drawing, but it doesn't. You know, if I change the direction of my pen, it's a bit wacky with how it tilts. Oh, actually, I just realized. Okay, let me. I might need to expand this window out. Where is my... Yeah, drawing area, there it is. Let me just adjust this one. I think I was a fool, and I actually was. Okay, so this has always just been my fault. Good to know. Let's do that, and let's get the we doing. So pull it in thingo. There. Now we've got a better view. Yeah, this one's called hard painting. I don't really know what makes it a bit like more segmented. Deleting all of them. People that use these presets are probably screaming at me. It's like, oh god, no, you're just gonna add all this back in. Pixel art. That's just a solid brush. It's a bit sort of jagged. That one took a while to draw. That was actually pretty wacky. I don't get why these are pixel art brushes. What is this one? Ah, so that's... Okay, so that's showing like... okay, interesting. That one's... Yeah. Oh, I'm drawing with my mouse, so that's probably why. It's going a bit... No. What is that? Is it supposed to oscillate? That's weird. That's interesting. So this is like if you're drawing with multiple brushes. Alright, I shouldn't be going through the brushes yet. I'm just deleting tags, so I've got a clean slate. Okay, I'll keep erasers and the best ones, just because those are my current set. But by the end of this, I'm going to erase the best ones. So, let's go through this layer. Start with a blank slate. Let's just start from number 1. These are all erasers, so this one should be assigned to erasers. I'm assuming, yeah. Assigned to erasers. You're all erasers. Let's draw on purple, just because. So, you're a very light airbrush. Extraordinarily light. I think these are all probably I don't know what differentiates them. I think this one has more... See, even though I've got quite a wide brush, it's actually really focused in the center, while this one is spread out across the entire thing. If I compare that one versus that one versus that one, which is far... This one's also... Yeah, this one's pressure sensitive, while the other ones... I didn't notice any pressure sensitivity. No. There's this one, which also is pressure sensitive. I feel like looking at that makes me feel like my screen's going out of focus. Yeah, and this is just the solid line brush. Will I use, you know, I'm gonna add a new tag. Airbrushes. Oh, I think I actually also... This might interfere with Twitch chat, but I think... Yeah. It's getting bigger. Let's just skip down to... Okay. Well then. It's fine. Classic. Can I multi-select? No, of course I can't. Makes sense. This is the Tarzan world in Kingdom Hearts. The one that got forgotten because I think there are some like rights issues over it. Actually, while I'm here, I might as well check to see what makes the other. I'm going to turn down my delay. Is this different? Did I accidentally... Oh, because I've gone to the mouse. So, if I... What's the difference between these arrays? Ah, so this is like a diamond-shaped one. I hate it. This airbrush one. That could be interesting. If you really, like, do it soft. Yeah, that one's got a purpose. This one. I like the style of the erasing, but it's not something, like, normally when I do erasing, it's just like these two, where it's like, yeah, no, I just want to get rid of something. But this one's not bad. I wonder how I could use it. So I think these ones, yeah, even if you press softly, it's still, at its core, will erase a solid line. Because I need my mouse can right click. Okay, that's already assigned. These ones are very basic, so I've already got them in the base ones where I'll be like, how would you classify these? Just strong brushes. They know what they are. Let's call these basic. But this one is a basic brush. This one too, for digital drawing, is a basic brush. And actually, you know what? I am going to just... Let's get rid of the best ones. I'm going to do it. I'm crazy. Alright. I'll say Frequent use. I'll put these two in frequent use. And these two are in frequent use because I do indeed use them frequently. Now, what makes this one special? Layers. Oh, I'm on the different layer. What makes you different from this? Hang on. Let me try and be consistent. So I'm going soft to hard to hardest. Soft to hard to hardest. It's got a shorter tail. I don't actually mind that. Like, this is me going very soft. But even then, like, I'm not doing hardest. Like, if I'm doing the same sort of brush level here, it stays at that. So that's interesting. That's like a brush with, yeah, a much shorter tail. I think I had it right the first time. Yeah. So if you want to, with the drop off, and if I do the same sort of thing here, I actually don't mind that one. Okay. I'll call this one the try them out. I'll call these the try them out brushes because I haven't got something for them yet. I'm not going to add them to my main repertoire, but it's interesting enough that I can see a use for that one. This one is, I don't see how this one is different. Okay, let's do the pressure thing again. So I'll squiggle up and down, get slowly harder. This is squiggle up and down. So I think this one is a longer tail. And if I do the same sort of feeling here. Yeah, it's like the three lengths of tail. I mean, by that same logic, I'll put that one to try it out as well. Oh, this one just seems like a... it's very fine. So even though I've got quite a tip here, it's a very precise brush. Like, you really have to... But then I don't see how you're different from a brush that we'll use later. Yeah, so it's got no opacity difference depending on your pen pressure. I'll add a temporary one called To Compare. Because this one is very similar to a brush that I already use, but I can't find because I already put it in the delete. Not that I already deleted the thing. I'll put you in to try it out. This one seems to be the same concept except with opacity. So honestly, it's kind of a moot point because the minimum amount of pressure you need is what makes it visible. So if I go like there with this, and then I do the same thing here. Yeah. I don't see why and when I would use that one. This one, however. What makes you special? Okay, that with you. And that's just due to the different brushes. Actually, let me do a consistent. 201 pixels. From now on, we'll use the 201 pixels. Or roundabout, yeah, 201. Woo! Oh no, that's the... Yeah, that one's actually a bit choppy as well. So that's not nearly as smooth. Does this one just naturally... Does it do something to make it more smooth? That might be it. In fact, that one's sort of chunky. Oop, oop. How'd you? It's hard because I haven't got great pressure control. Versus... I'm not seeing too much of a difference. I'll put it into the compare for now, just because it's... This one. Back to 201. Oh god, okay, there we go. Oh, this one's an angle brush. So it's a square line. Square line, ooh. Oh, that's a fast drop off there if I... Yeah, let's see the quick... if I do a smooth motion, but if I sort of mess it up and end it too hard at the end. Yeah. If I push and I end like a bit too soon. I haven't got... Yeah, no, I've got 0 delay right now. You really have to lift it. Is that a problem with you as well if I just stop? Nah. That might be it. That might be my tablet's fault, not the brush's fault. But yeah, my thing does have a problem where if you keep it still, it does this. So not the brush's fault, but just due to that, it might be a bit. It's an alright brush, but just due to the fact if I hold it still, it does this. Probably not what I'm going to use. This one, I go 201. That's a bit fuzzy. It's much more fuzzy around the edges. So for comparison, I'll do this. I'll go to like the regular one. Put that one to 201. Yeah, that has a much firmer line. If I want to try and draw something that's out of focus, maybe? I don't know, that's a... Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. What are you? Also, it is something where maybe I'll... Let's just quickly paint... I don't know. A pink background quickly. There you go. So maybe I'll switch to this. Yeah, is there an interaction between... Why is that? Do I need to turn down the sample count? Is my Krita about to crash? If I draw this, you're fine, right? Yeah. Get you back down to 201 so I can use you for comparisons. Yeah, you're fine. What's your deal? That's... I don't get it. Is it because it's too big if I go to a smaller scale? Yeah, it's better on a smaller scale, but on a large scale it needs to load for some reason. If I do this... So I know some brushes have some weird interactions. Yeah, okay, so it's literally, it's mixing it. So that's why there's a bit of a delay, because it's got some properties that cause it to. So if you want to, yeah, smudge the paint. You know what? Oh, that's interesting. If I press relatively gently, you can kind of smudge it without actually drawing anything, and then when you apply more pressure, then it adds the paint. This is interesting in concept. I'm not that good of an artist yet, so it's kind of a... I'll put it in the try it out one. So maybe that's what... I need to learn what the symbols mean. So I think these ones are blue, so they probably have a... Yeah, I should also read the names. The names may help me in understanding what these are. But yeah, so these ones... Yeah, you're basic 5, basic circle. I actually missed you entirely, but you're... Oh no, that's the soft one. Yeah, so basic mix. So blue brushes are mix brushes. That's interesting. I'm gonna put this one in background brushes. Or I'll say potential. I'll just drop brushes because I don't need to say that twice. Here's the thing. I will need to do backgrounds at some point. And I do love like this sort of painted style of backgrounds. However, as I am now, I'm not a great artist, and I don't think I'd be able to pull it off very well yet. I'm assuming this one is the same sort of deal. Yeah, same sort of deal, but it's like even lighter. Even if I'm going full pressure, it's a very light brush. Yeah, so same concept. Put it in the same thing. Now let's... Do I need a background? You know what, let's go back to backgroundless. But we learnt a valuable lesson. You are basic tip default. Actually could be something that's somewhat useful. Yeah, you get back up to 201. We need consistency. How are you different from anything I've used so far? I guess it's yeah, the fade seems to be about equivalent. Yeah, it seems to be about equivalent as the other brush, except it has the added benefit of there's the minimum brush size. Like if we go to something like this, where the minimum brush size is a dot, even though it's this big, and depending on how hard you press. And that means you're a bit more susceptible to things being too thin, like an inconsistency in pressure. Like if I'm trying to slowly increase here, you see that's very inconsistent. But with this one, you can sort of do it. And it's a bit smoother, and there isn't as big of a fade out point. Yeah, I'm gonna try use you. This one I'm assuming same deal, but longer tail. Yeah. And that one's actually, it's a bit fuzzy. I don't like the fuzzy brushes. Meanwhile, professional artists are like, no, you must use the fuzzy brushes. Oh, gosh. Seeing that, dang nabbit, the morning sun is doing the thing where it makes my eyes black. Do I need to, give me a hot tick. Let me close the window. Oh, my. Nope. Oh, hang on. Oh dear, everything's gone wrong. Hang on. Really put there. The light is just... Ooh, boy. Everything's breaking. Oh, Lord. Alright, disaster has been averted. I'm back. You can see the whites in my eyes. The noise you probably just heard, I'm not sure if it came through because my mic is thankfully quite nice, is the sound of me accidentally leaving my keyboard on overnight. The keyboard that I use to record all of my background tracks. Which I have a new background track. Should demo it, see how people feel. But no, it'll probably show up in my next video, which I'm severely behind on, and I will be working on rigorously. Yes, blurry brush, hate it. You are... I can't hover with my pen. Basic wet. Soft and wet. Are you gonna have the same sort of lag issue? No, you don't blur. Oh wait, you do blur. Oh, interesting. I thought that was opacity, but that's not opacity. Interesting. Okay, I'm getting the feeling when you're dancing on the ceiling. If you start on white, it looks like opacity. If you start another color, it'll drag that color and use that as its base, including, you can see, smudging it outwards. So yeah, it is another mixed brush. Interesting. So, like, I've got a white brush right now, and you can see it's adding a bit of white to it, but it's mainly doing the other color, so you can really do a nice sort of... I'm digging these brushes. I'm digging them, but I'm also very sad that I don't really have a use for them yet. Yeah, if you wanted to do like a sort of... It'd be great for transitioning from one color to another. Honestly, it's like... I'm wondering, should I use it for some of my skin shading? Yeah, I like it. I like it. I'll put it in... Try them out, and also potential background. Once again, I think this is probably going to be the same dealio. Let's go hot pink. Yeah, it's the same thing. These ones don't have the lag of the other ones though, so that's a big benefit. This is really good for blurring. I kind of cheat with my blurring and just use like a blur tool. But I'm well aware that it's a bit of a cheatsy little brush, the one that I normally use. I'm not... the thing fell off my pen again. Huion tablet is great value. The pen is not fantastic. Yeah, that previous brush, not a huge fan. Oh, this one is a slow one, all about the blur. Oh, don't you know it's all about the blur. So if I go black, and I use this brush, hang on. Does this not take on the color? No, it doesn't. This one is all blur. I'll put this one in blurring. Make a new one, call it blurring. And it's called Blender Blur. I should have understood. Let's just grab you. Let's get a clean slate. Okay, up to you. You look like a highlighter. That is pretty much exactly what you are. You're going to have the exact same problem I have with other brushes, where if I leave it still, you decide to go absolutely wild, because Huion's pen tilting is... Like, what? If I... They advertise this tablet as having tilting, but I'm not sure. It's me tilting it as I'm drawing it just seems to follow the direction of the pen. So it's like, it's a case of I have to be careful when I use this, because if I stall, I can ruin a perfectly good line. Yeah, aside from you being square, I don't see this as being too much different from... Where was the other square brush I saw? That's how much of an impact it left on me. Yeah. I'll just pass over that one for now. This one. Okay, you're... Give a more textured line. I guess you're probably better for smaller lines, like if I'm drawing a... Fine. If I'm trying to draw like the head shape of something, you'll add just a little bit of texture to it. However, I know that there are an absolute ton of textured brushes. So this one's not grabbing me, having a little bit of a... certainly not very usable when you're zoomed down. I'm unmoved. You look like the... This is a more interesting texture to me, though. Now I just talked some smack about the previous brush, but this one, you know what I really should do? I should do... No, don't do that. Don't do that. It's not worth it. This stream is going to be ages. It's 40 minutes in and I'm like not even one row through. It was at this moment he realized. Let's draw a quick. Draw a quick basic head shape. Not a necessarily very good one, and I'm gonna just use you when I want to test some things. Also, I'm just gonna show off how bad I am at drawing head shapes. You will do. I'll keep you on the back burner. Alright. I'll decrease your opacity as well. So, this one, if I was to draw a head shape with it, it's actually... Oh, because I'm on the opaque layer. There it is. There, but and how is my like test line better than the one where I'm following it? Do I do it even thinner? So now that I'm trying it out, it's not amazing, or it doesn't fit my purposes. Like it's fine, like maybe for a different style of image, but nah. For now, I'll give it a pass. What do you call block fuzzy? Block mix tilt. Got another tilt brush in our hands. Well, because it's a tilt-based one. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna have to make it smaller for this one to not freak out. Even still, Why is it? I'm starting here. Okay, do I need to like wait, pause, draw? Even then. That's... I think go even smaller? No, it's just... Whatever this brush's deal is, it's that's darn near unusable. It might be good for water effects, but it's... with its loading. I'll also turn off the delay to see if that... Yeah, I'm guessing like the other blushes, if I go very light. It's actually pretty responsive if you go... I was going to say it's pretty responsive if you go light and not actually have the color, but... I'll just wait for this to finish drawing what I finished drawing a few minutes ago. Like, it's an alright brush, but compared to these ones where it's a bit more responsive, I guess it's got a harder outline. And again, so do these. Oh, that's a different kind of blur. Okay, I'll put it in potential background, but it's a bit too delayed for me. And I need instant. I need my instant gratification. You are what? Block textured. So you're not a blur brush. You're just a... It's a nice enough texture. Got the angle issue, but I just don't know when would I use these textured brushes. And here's the thing. I like textured brush because if I get, for example, let me, as an aside, I'm going to quickly look up something to show me. I am specifically looking up the latest arc of One Piece, the 1.0 arc, specifically the anime version, because they changed the art, and this will serve my purpose. You can see that they've added a more sort of textured brush. It looks more inked. That could be the line work, because now that I'm really zooming in and examining it, it looks rougher, but at the same time, it's hard to say, because it's like compare this to I don't know. Oh, actually, this is a pretty good example, actually. This is now a One Piece art stream, but no, it serves a purpose. You can see pre-Wano, very very thin lines. Also, less vibrant colors, and look at the shadowing. But that could just be the scene that it's looking at. But you can always find episodes with better and worse art. But for the purpose, you can see what I mean when I say basic, very thin lines, coloring, and this one is it just the thickness of the lines, really? But you can see something like that. It goes. There's a bit of a texture to it, like it's, and I would love to know. Like I like this style, But I guess when you compare this to, you know, I need to put it actually behind so I can get a proper comparison. Like, it's, when zoomed out, it's not, it's got a bit of roughness, which gives it that sort of look. But, yeah, this one, I guess if I try to color match, it's not exactly a solid black. It's a little lighter than a solid black. Yeah, if I was to draw over it, like that. This brush specifically, not it, but yeah, it's got that sort of texture. My stomach is going wild. I haven't had breakfast yet. I should probably have a quick break for breakfast. Yeah, it's not this brush, but that's sort of, it is, this one is textured on the outside. So I'll hide this one for now. I'll keep it as an example for later and continue on my journey. Yeah, it's, the point of that whole aside was to say, I like textured brushes. I just don't know how to use them properly and which ones would suit me. Now this one is very textured. Actually, I know I just hit it, but do the comparison. Yeah, now this one, that's a bit too rough. A little too rough for me. Yep, I scroll down in here. This is first sort of oval brush. Yeah, it's just an oval brush. Same as the other ones. It's named as a highlighter, but probably not for me. You another mixer. Oh, it's another wet. And if I'm remembering correctly, wet brushes do these things where I can go a blue, and I can go a green, and I can go a red. And then if I go pink and I just draw between them, it'll smudge it. But if I start on the red, it'll start smudging. Yeah, same concept. I might have to compare it later, but I'll put them in the... I'll put it in the potential background. You look like a very fine brush. Bristle details. It's interesting when you see the actual... Oh, if you zoom, it changes the amount of detail. That must be programmatically generated. Interesting. It's quite a large base brush. So this is the 1 pixel size. You can't see. Good. At 15 pixels, it's already showing up where... Let's just go to the basic comparison. Now, if I put this one down to 15 pixels... There. It's quite a thin one. But this one's a thick... It's like shoe sizes. This is a US 13 versus a UK 13. Something. I don't mind this one, actually. Like if I used it for the... Wait, let's get the face. No, not the... That's not the... That's not the face. Oh, was I... Oh, was I stupid? No, I wasn't stupid. I mean, I was stupid, but not in this regard. There you are. My stomach is going crazy. You were so thick before. Oh, do I have to apply a fair bit of pressure? Focusing too much on the brush. Let's follow your heart. It's very thin line. I'm not sure what to do with it. I was digging it before, but now that I'm trying to actually use it to fill in a... it also escalates very quickly. Because this is... I'm pushing quite hard, and I really have to really... It all depends on the angle, I guess. Ugh. Wait. Oh, wait, what? Oh! It's a speed-based brush. So drawing slowly, drawing quickly, same sort of pressure. Oop. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to, so if I draw quickly, I'm more thick versus drawing slowly. If I speed it up, the line gets thicker. And pressure does have an element to it, because if I do low pressure fast, it's like that. Low pressure slow, it's like that. High pressure fast, it's like that. High pressure slow, it's like that. That's whack. I don't think I'd be able to really get used to that one. That's wild. Okay. I think this was one of the brushes I was sort of using before. This one actually, you know what? Let's get Zorro back. Steal his skin again. Let's zig it out so it's it. Not that far out. Give it a... Hasn't got the... maybe if I started more like that. If I had a bit of pressure control. I had that, didn't you? It's... Ooh, put that paint layer back. Put that layer where it came from, so help me. This one kind of suits. This one fits. It fits a little better. I'm just going to take a note, make a note of how this does front on noses. Front on noses are harder than side on noses. IMHO. Yeah, you can kind of, that's, you know what? There was a reason this brush was in my original set. There was a reason for it. Now let me give it the head shape test, just. My delay is off, so I need to increase that a smidgen. Yeah, that's enough texturing that it isn't distracting. That's like not like, oh, why suddenly there's a big hole? Yeah, no, I do like it. I guess that's why it was there before. I'll put it and try it out for now, just because I haven't really... It was in my brushes before, but I never used it as often as I should. What are you, strange creature? Bristle large? Is this gonna... Let me delete the leafy layer. The Zorro one's good for comparison. Yeah, this one's... Do you have any sort of interesting interactions? Not really. Just wet bristles. That... looks like if I did it like that, it's like... It could work for hair, but... I'm just going to use you for the second brush as a comparison. Bristle Special Blender. waiting. So because I started on the white? Oh, interesting. Okay, so if I... So this is a very sort of... Do that. Maybe put a... Alright, Bristle Special Blender. Okay, so it'll take the colors where it overlaps and move them all. A useful brush for people that would need it. For my purposes, doesn't suit my needs in particular. I'm sure you could do plenty of very interesting stuff with this. It's interesting. I like them as a combo, but it's yeah, not for me. But not for me. Yeah. Come back here. I see this is just a smaller bristle. That would make sense. Yep, I don't see why you're any different. This one's too. Yeah, this one has more of a pointed end. All good. This one. Okay, so yeah, this is. I thought it was a blur brush, but no, it's just a sponge. Yeah, this is all very like simulating paints in real life, which I can appreciate for those with the talent and skill to use them. I am not one of those people. Like, you could do some really nice painted backgrounds with this. Yeah. It's very good textures. I like them. In fact, I like them enough that painting... Let's call it actual painting stuff. Actual painting. I'll put them in there for now. Odds are, probably won't ever use them. Ah, no, here's the brush that I normally use. Oh, does this one solve the problem that my last brush had? No, this one's actually a bit more textured. This one that I was trying before is more textured than the brush I was trying before, that I was saying I was going to use before. Interesting. I'll assign it to the same one. For now. You are Bristle Mix. So many bristles. Do you actually mix? Yeah, oh yeah, no, it's got that sort of blurry thing going on. Where if you don't press it hard, then it mixes, and when you press it harder, then it actually does its own thing. And you can see it ever so slightly. I do like these brushes, I just don't use them. Do you also have... Yeah. It's got the different levels. Bristle's wet, which means it's probably going to be one of these. Yeah, exactly. I'm learning the vernacular. Look, Mom, I'm learning. I'm learning what words mean in Krita. Something I probably should have done ages ago. Okay, let's... Oh gosh, there's two more still. Brush is dotted. Let me get a clean... Maybe I'll just... New layer, add... Wait, why am I right clicking for a new layer? Let's delete you. You've had your time in the sun. That's certainly very dotted. Do you have any interesting interactions? Nah, you're just a texture brush. You are. Brush is textured. Now, this, actually, because the tail isn't as long, I can foresee using this. I'll put you in the try out. Now, you are a pencil. You look like a hairy pencil. It's not driving me wild. Ooh, this one. Interesting. See, I'm trying to draw. Like, if I drew that with this, see, it's a very wavy line. This one is janky. I don't like it because it makes me feel like I don't have the control. If I remove delay, what happens? It's even jankier. Great. We're gonna move on. Pencil 1 hard. Pencil 2 harder. Can't wait for pencil 3. This one is just a blurry pencil. Not hard at all. That's a pencil. When you're doing it soft, it's a bit disjointed, but when you do it hard, I don't see why I'd use that over other brushes. I think I remember using this one. It's got a bit of an oval shape, but not enough that it would be distracting. It's got a bit of a pattern to it, and also it's yeah. It doesn't have a 100% opacity mode, which is interesting. Like, that looks like a nice little pattern. I don't know, I'm trying to visualize when I would use this as a beginner artist. Let me clarify. I probably wouldn't for the moment. I don't mind. This one of the pencil brushes is my favorite so far, but it's not. I don't know what I'd do with you. Oh, I'll put it and try it out just to sort of keep it there, but yeah. Pencil for soft. Once again, you're once again no 100% opacity, just a bit. Fairly textured. But if I'm using you for line work, I need a 100% opacity mode. Pencil tilted. What the? Oh, did I just? Hang on. What? Hang on. Okay. Did I click something? Why did I send? I have no idea what happened. Yeah, so this has. Oh, that was wacky. Okay, if I don't put the. This one though, I can. That looks like you would totally draw like something in the background. Sort of layered mountain ranges or something. I don't know. This one I don't mind. This one is actually not bad, despite the start. I like this one. I like you. I'll try you out. This one I've tried before, and it sucks. In my opinion. Yeah, no, it's just a... it's literally like grabbing a handful of pencils. It's just not my jam. I'm sure, with all these brushes, I'm sure there is a brilliant artist that can make an amazing piece of artwork. With any of these brushes, I am not them. Yeah, this one, like a textured blur. What are you? Sketch. Well, I need to get better at sketching. If I use you as if I was sketching, what happens? Add a bit of delay. Maybe actually a bit more of delay. This is how I generally sketch. I'll have the chin there. Function's actually terrible. The jaw lines there, I should say. I mean, great, you're good for sketching. I don't... the actual brush seems to have like a picture of a cube. Is it just like, I look like I'm doing a rough drawing? It's like, yeah, you are. I mean, it's what it says on the box. Can't complain that it is what it says it is on the box. More sort of sketchy type brushes, I'm assuming. I mean, theoretically, I could do this sort of thing with any brush, so the fact that this specific brush is it's a brush that exists. Inking glazing. What brush set are you from? Ah, this is the Deevad 2021 bundle. So this is what he uses specifically. So okay, so these are literally what he uses for sketching. So okay. So my assumption, I haven't actually seen if he's got videos, I haven't seen any of them, but my assumption is that he would do something like this. He would sketch out like, okay, let's get these sort of details, the eyes, do all that sort of stuff, and that's a terrible face, but whatever, sort of figuring it out. That's a terrible smile. I don't even know what I'm doing. Do this, sort of like, oh yeah, let's roughly sketch where the head would be. Shoulders, and you're like, all right. You're like, all right, that's my basic form. Then he moves on to this brush. Maybe make this one a bit more opaque, and then you're like, okay, now let's iron out the specific details that I like, highlight them, and move on from there. He goes into the inking, and he's like, all right, let's properly, like, oh yeah, let's shadow this, add the proper lines, all of that. Obviously, my drawing looks like garbage. That's because I'm very quickly trying to go through. Now, if we move on to the next quote-unquote step, medium flow. So what you achieve in this? Just seems like a more solid line. Maybe if... Oh, wait, no, I've got it wrong. That's not the shading and the styling. Finally, when he's done this, big assumptions, once again, do not take my words as gospel. I've seen, because he does the same thing, like you do this sort of line, and then I can draw much better than this. Not well, but better than this. This is purely for example purposes. And when he's got that, yeah, then he draws like the detail lines. Yeah, because I think I've seen in a David Revoy one do a sort of similar thing. So as a brush set, inking full, so this is when you'd finish doing like the full thing. I would be interested. This is the drawing one. Ah no, this is still Deevad. Deevad. And look, it's terrible because I drew it. Let's remove those. Let's not misrepresent an actual good artist skill. It's useful that he's laid out the brushes that he uses for each stage of his drawing. At the same time, I think I'll need to watch a few of these tutorials, because I would need a good understanding of how he uses these brushes before I can properly implement them. Okay, clone tool. I'm assuming that that's what are you? I'll use you because you look like you're just a line. So if I do this, ew, oh, this is another one of those hard, janky ones. I hate that. Yeah, that's weird. I don't even know when I would use that. Does it work on different layers? No, it does not. Okay, so there goes that idea. If you wanted to partially clone something on a lower layer. Yeah, no, I'm gonna just say no. It's not my cup of tea. Instead, we'll move on to, I think it was what called curvy, and then I think curve ink, curve recurvy, and curve smooth. So, time for a comparison. Let's go curvy. Let's get that brush size up. Curvy. Oh, that is. Oh, that doesn't work for my purposes, I don't think. This curvy. Actually, let's decrease. Okay. 47 will be the pixels we use for this. Yeah, that's more acceptable. You're not 47. That one didn't take as long to load, so is there less mathematics being used here? 47. The third one. And 47. Well, I mean, that one doesn't have a head. If I try to do that, I'm going to remove my delay. Maybe that would be the better one. I'm going to go spiky. See how it handles it. It's the first one. Oh, the last one technically. I think, yeah, it's trying to soften the spike on this brush, which in turn makes it look garbage. Nah, none of those. You are ink pen. Where are you from? Here is a default pen. Oh no, this is a janky one. Nah, janky ones are my enemy. I like to be in full control of my line. This one looks like it's like a signature brush. Do I have a signature for Lobert? It's a fuzzy one, and I'm not a huge fan of fuzzy ones, but on a small line, that's... What are you called again? It's Ink 1 Precision. Alrighty. Ink 2 Fine Line. This strikes me. And so I'm calling the police. No. This is like the type of very thin line you draw when actually drawing. Let's get Zorro. Not the latest one, but like the old style. This is the sort of, like, yeah, you'd follow it through. Maybe even thinner. I always forget how thin some of these lines are. Not everything is Gurren Lagann where they have super thick lines. Yeah, it's just a very basic thin line, which has its purpose. I'll try it out. You look like a janky one. Oh, actually. Did I misjudge you? You have a very sharp, fine finish. What is a G pen? I'm not the fact that I'm not an artist is really coming through. Ah, this is a rough ink. This one, actually, might be the ticket. Steal that color. Find that sort of similar thickness. It's rotating a bunch, which isn't great. So, but if I did a it's not bad. Not great, not bad. You got a curl at the end, so you should be especially good at curls, I'm assuming. This is Deevad Duo Brushes. Is that a Deevad Duo? No, that's critical. Alright, so just this one's a Deevad. Deevad. What I'm learning is that I need to watch a Deevad tutorial. Ink brush rough. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I'll try you out. Ink Sumi. Oh, is this like... Ooh. Is this one like one where you'd write calligraphy? Doing things that I don't want to delete. Maybe I'd use this one in a video when I'm talking about Chinese if I want to try and draw the character in a fancy way. You see, this is... Bye. But it's like, I could do that, or I could just type it. Because drawing Chinese characters is difficult. Oh, the Japanese one. Meh. Nothing to write home about. Highlighter? Marker chisel smooth. You seem like the other highlighters. Does anything make you special? Have you got no... No, you've got 100% opacity. You're a more blurry version. You are more... You've got a longer tail, it seems, but aside from that, don't really see the difference. What are you? You look like an interesting fella. Marker medium. This one has no 100% opacity. And it blurs? Hang on. Hang on. It seems to blur the stuff behind it. If I do it gently, it just kind of highlights over it. But if I do it harder, it distorts the stuff behind it. That could be useful for sort of like doing glass. I'm gonna keep you in mind. I'll remember you, boy. Are you a similar deal? I should have checked. No, this one seems far more standard than the other ones. I don't mind it as a highlighter, but... Yeah, emphasis on plain. You are another eraser. Assigned to erasers. You too. Erasers. I guess I'll quickly just put them through a test. Maybe even more. Okay. You got a very sharp end. Unless I really tried and not do it, it's gonna flick like that. You're a softer one with a... Yeah, you sort of just erase. And you seem like the blurry one. Yes, you do. Oh, my eyes. Okay. Onto another Deevad brush. This is basic textured flat. It's a brush. Hey, it's got a texture. Another classic case of I can use it, I just don't know when. Maybe I should... I'll add a new brush category called Don't Know When. Because a lot of these have been... A lot of these brushes fall into that sort of category of I don't know when I would use you. Doesn't mean you're a bad brush, just means I'm not a good enough artist yet. You are another... Wait. Oh, look at that. Okay, fully zoomed in, sorry. That's not amazing. Nah. It's one of those types of brushes where I'm sure it has a wonderful purpose, and I'm sure with some of these blurs, yeah, all of these are sort of that sort of deal, it seems like. Oh wait, we're back. The previous two were Krita ones. We're back to Deevad. This one, more understandable. From far away, it's fine. Very distinct and uniform in its lines. This one seems to be the same brush, except with a point added to it. A small point. I mean, I guess if I was more controlled. Back to default, Krita brushes. This one's got opacity. Press the eraser tool. It's a bit messy. It's a brush. I actually am very hungry. It's been an hour and a half. I'm going to... Yeah, we'll be right back. And actually... do we just go make a... Yeah, we'll just vibe here with OC Remix. I will be back in a jiffy with some probably Weet-Bix, because I'm a Weet-Bix kid. Well, not Weet-Bix kid. I get the Aldi brand because I'm poor. See ya. Alrighty. I have returned with a bowl of Weet-Bix. I'm going to move my mic away from my face so I don't disturb everyone with my eating noises. Actually, you know what? I'll keep the mic here. I'll hide my potato can. Yeah, that might be better. But I'm still here. Where is? We'll be right back. There we go. Remember to eat breakfast. Unless you're doing intermittent fasting, I guess. Going through some of these default Krita brushes. None of them are too amazing. Actually, because I think I'll put myself back on to be right back just for a little longer. I'll be done eating in a hot sec. All right. We are back. Camera's back. We're back to the brushes. Geez, that makes me, just because the light's yellow, if I go to... Yeah. I don't look like I have a yellow eye disease anymore. Thank goodness for that. Back to brushes. I just tested a bunch of default Krita brushes. Whatever. Now, we've got our, I think our first David Revoy one. Flat brushes, speed painting for Krita 5. How do you do? It's one of these neat ones where press slightly, you'll blur. Press harder, you'll blur, but you'll have your paint layer on top of it. I do like the effect of these. Be interesting to make my own Krita brushes. There's a bit of a delay to it, but it's not atrocious. It gives a nice 3D effect. If I go the other way, yeah. It works in the opposite direction. Oh. I'll put you in the background. Or Deevad Revoy. This one doesn't seem to have a blur to it. No, this is just a standard painting brush. Interesting, because like when you press hard, it's all pretty standard. But when you press thin, the lines become more pronounced. It might just be my bias for watching a lot of David Revoy tutorials, but I will, I think I'll see if I can try to use some of these. I'm also just gonna clear up this canvas. Flat brushes. Oh, that's interesting. It's... Okay, no, it's not as interesting. I thought, yeah, it's got a little warp. It's interesting. Just those ones made it seem like it went even thicker than the outline. Yeah. Put that one in the dirt now in. Flat small brush for solid edges. I do like me some solid edges. I am very edgy. No, I'm not. I'm very not edgy. Well, I can say it does what it says on the tin. Actually, are these solid? Would you classify this as a solid edge? Look at that. Look at those pixels. I was promised a solid edge and I was given nothing but lies. Oh, that was interesting. If you start light, go hard too quickly, it has that sort of effect. I might try that one out. Now we're back to Deevad. Rake directional. I'm assuming... Oh no, you do have a color. Okay. I assumed wrong. But if I rake on top of an existing layer, it's just a rake. Is it... Is this just another textured brush? Yeah. I don't see how it's too different from the other ones. Rake mix. Okay, so this one's going to be the mixer. I'll start with a white mix just to get a good idea. If I start on white and bring it in, versus... Yeah. Yeah. That's good for adding a sort of shine to it. I can totally imagine using this for water, if I knew how to draw water. I love the concept of these mixed brushes. I don't know when I'd use them. Deevad 2021, soft, rounded, slightly textured. I think instead of trying to delete, I'll just add a layer, remove a layer, take a penny, leave a penny. Oh, how hard do I have to press for this? Not for me. Some more This one. This one I kind of like. I'll try you out. Fill block, a default Krita 3. A square sort of brush. I mean, it's a fine brush, but I don't know what to use you for. I guess that's why I have that grouping. Fill circle. Ooh. Hello, you're back. Fill circle. It's kind of just very sharp end. I'll skip over you for now. FX blur light. Interesting. So this is an FX brush. Let me make you black first, see how you go. Okay, so you don't actually add anything to. This is a purely FX one. I can imagine this is a good alternative to my blur that I have been using, which is maybe a bit too blurry. I think I will use this one. Put it in blurring, but I'll also actually put it in frequent use. FX color HSY. Well, if I've got blue brushes, let's go to red brushes and see what a difference the day makes. So, first off, if you had a transparent background, would you do nothing? No, you still draw. And it kind of highlights it in red. That's interesting. If I now add green, would you just go... That's interesting. That's very interesting. Oh, adding white. Does it take away white if I add black? No, that has the same effect as white. I'll try you out. FX explode, what? Oh, it's just like a fiery explosion button? So I want blue explosion. That's, yeah, I think... No, it's actually... Okay, so on an empty canvas, it does a full explosion, but if you try and explode on top of an already existing color, let me get me a solid blue. So a thick blue line. There. And actually, just for comparison, an orange line, greenish line. Get back to FX explode. Now, I'm going to go for just a sort of orangey explosion on green. Sort of, and blue it makes it white. That stays yellow. I'm not sure what this does. It's going to be something to do with color values. I don't really understand the color values here yet. It'd be great. It would be great to come back to this video in a year and a half and be like, I now understand the color concepts behind this. Glow add. For glow add, I'm actually going to remove. Do this. Let's have a dark blue background. Ah, where's my mouse? And I want to do... Will you work for this purpose? I wanted to just add little... My delay is messing me up. For lack of a better term, little dots in the sky representing stars. And I go to glow add. I'm like, I want to add some glow to these stars. I want them to glow white pretty much. I go and I add... Yeah. I don't see how... Okay, if I add yellow, is there a difference? Now if I add red to those previous glows, is there a difference? I think I'm... So, what this one's doing, if I'm understanding correctly, it doesn't override it. So, if my assumption is correct, I'm going to draw a big old white circle. The brightest color value. And then I'm going to draw a purple circle. Pretty bright. Let's go lower. Not that bright. Brown. Not that bright. And then black. Not that bright. Now, I'm going to add glow to each of these. I'll add maybe, let's say, I want to add a yellow glow. These are glowing yellow for whatever reason. The white... I'll go full yellow. Barely any effect. This one, it makes the center white and gives it a hue. This one, maybe because it's subtracting or adding the color, there might not be any yellow to this, so it's just kind of drawing over it. So it's doing something where it's like recognizing where the glow is, or they're doing subtracting or adding the colors in. Yeah, because blue on purple, it's barely any effect until it's out of it. This is red. Once again, barely any effect. These darker colors, it's just adding the light to it. And for white, where it's... Yeah, so it's adding the color to it. White can't have any more color added to it because its hex values, I believe, unless I'm getting them reversed, are already FFFF. Or FFFFFF. So there's nothing more to add, so the white just stays white. And so there won't be any red over it. These ones where there's still color to be added, like if I try to add the purple glow to this purple one, you can't really add any more on. Interesting that on this background it gives it a bit of a bluey hue. That's interesting. That'd be... You could do some really nice, like, you know how people do the... What are the twinkler, like, drawing stuff? Yeah. Interesting. You know what? I'm gonna add an FX. Oh, there's already a tag that exists. Yeah, it's probably one that's just... I'll just call it interesting effects then, if you're really gonna... Explode, not that much of an interesting effect to me. Like, it's cool, but I'm not gonna use it. But the glow, maybe. FX overlay. Alright, well, let's try black first. Is this the same sort of deal? Maybe this one's just less fuzzy. Yeah, so this is really turning these ones blue. What color will overwrite you? Red turns it to black, so this is more... Okay, let's go in the other direction. Let's go yellow. Okay, well, that didn't work. It's thickening up the line. Oh, that's interesting. It doesn't seem to double tap. Once you draw over it once, you can't Oh, you can? No, it's more effective if you just keep drawing over the same line. I'm not sure when you'd use this one. Or I'm not sure when I'd use this one. Interesting. Let's go back to the night sky and use this brush to... Okay, that's too slow. We're using this brush after it finishes loading. Because the next brush is called Starfield, I'm assuming. Is this the brush that I used for my The World Ends With You inspired one? It might be. I like this one. I'll call this one Background Effects. So actually, if I open up, so just going through my foils. Might as well open up the most recent one. If I were to, let's say, reduce this down significantly. That's a hair layer, I believe. Yeah. Now, where's your eye? Yeah, there's the twinkle. I'm not going to save this, but I'm going to do a test. Is this... Or is it too much because it needs to... Nah, okay, yeah, it doesn't really work to put a twinkle in someone's eye. Unless you maybe just... Nah. It doesn't... Nah, it works better as a background thing. Okay, let's... Thank you for your assistance. Back to this. Yeah, I did overdo it here, so... Yeah, but if I was to do a single just... Like, I want a starry background. Let's go... Maybe 1, 2, 3... Now you can see where it repeats, but... Unless you're looking for it. It would slip by relatively unnoticed. Did I add you? Okay, there you go. Dry brushes. That's a standard brush. Another... Actually, I should draw it with my thing. Yeah, standard brush. Don't like that one. Like, it's fine. It's fine. All these absolutely fine brushes. Oh, this one looks a bit wonky. Dry textured crease. I'm sure it has a purpose. Grid squares, 25. What on earth are you? You look... Don't know what I expected. Ah, and that's interesting. The grid squares... Okay, okay. Oh, I made a mistake. Hang on. Because it's... So, it doesn't scale the grid squares. Funnily enough. I'm sure these are probably just 1 pixel each. Okay, no, there are a couple of pixels. Yeah. Just that effect as you zoom in and out. Okay, that's trippy. Yeah. Doing it for one thing is the same as doing it for the same. The differences in size do not exist. Interesting, but I have no use for you. Chalk details. Hello, children. I actually might use a chalk style one for some videos for Chinese again, just because if I do anything where it's like the teacher's drawing on a blackboard or something like that. Now that's such a my generation thing, like kids nowadays, like a blackboard. We have whiteboards with permanent marker, or we have PowerPoint presentations sent straight to our iPads. I'll put this one in situational, I think. Because that's a very situational brush. Chalk grainy. Ooh, arguably I like you more. I'll put you in the same thing. Don't know when, erases frequent use, situational, there you are. You are chalk soft. You're just as good as the other two. You also go into situational. I'm gonna quickly posture check. Oh, see how much taller I'm sitting when I'm not hunched. Okay. Posture is important. Charcoal pencil. It is what it is. It's a bit too blurred on the outside for things I'm doing. Charcoal pencil medium. I think this will probably almost certainly have the same problem. No, I wouldn't call it a problem actually. Same thing, that means I won't pick it. Charcoal pencil small. Same stuff. Now, straight up charcoal. Oddly more pixelated than I thought it would be. And more interesting that it's not. Yeah, it is. That's not a bad texture. But I think it's probably something where you'd paint something in like strokes like this, and then you'd add the next layer of color. I'm actually gonna put it into try it out. I can imagine using this for something potentially. It'd be interesting to do something like this. What are you? What is this? Expressive textured flat. Oh, this is a Deevad Duo brush preset. Are these? No, that's Krita. Okay, we're back to Deevad. This one has a fascinating image on it, so I'm curious to see how it goes. Hang on. No, okay, zoomed out. I'll try this one out. When you're not super zoomed in, it's actually a texture I like. When it's a bit too zoomed in, then it's a little streaky. But yeah, that's okay. We can see. This one is expressive. Oh, excuse me. Because it's the Queen's birthday today, like many Australians, I thought it would be absolutely fine to stay up a bit later yesterday night. Though not as late as I was planning to. I put in the fridge far more beers than I actually drank. Expressive textured tilt. This one actually seems to be reacting to the pen somewhat. Yeah, these ones, they aren't for me. I'm sure you can make some beautiful backgrounds with them. Krita Theory default resource bundle. Hatch crispy. That sounds delicious. I'd love some crispy hatch. Oh, that's okay. Interesting. The lighter you go, the more defined the hatch is. But if you go hard, then it's just like this blurry brush. Is there a medium? A medium hatch? Bit lighter, bit lighter, bit lighter, bit lighter. This kind of is a texture that you'd see in Slither.io or something. Interesting, I have absolutely no idea when I'd use it. Oh. Oh, I've gone to all untagged. Let's go back to all. This one seems to be the same sort of deal. Yeah, not something I'd use. Same with these. No, this one's just constantly like that. I'm guessing this one is constantly... This one actually... Sorry if I just burst anyone's eardrums. This one actually, I think, has a bit more applicability. You know why? Well, let me tell you. Because I drew a tie in my most recent thumbnail, and I had to very carefully do the lines. But if I were to... Is there any sort of... This looks like a normal brush. If I were to draw a tie, like such, that's a terrible tie, but whatever. Magic brush the inside, and I go to this. And then I'm like, well, it has... Oop, I'm still on the magic brush. No, because I... Okay, let me be less special. Magic brush the inside, switch to brush, and hey look, I've got a consistent tie pattern. Actually, do you scale? You don't scale though. The fact that it doesn't scale is a point against it. But I'll still put this one in situational. You, on the other hand... Where are you? Hatch diagonal. You the same brush, just thicker. I mean, I guess so. Okay. Thank you, Magic Select Tool. You have served your purpose. This one is Hatch... Sorry, what's that word? Hatch Moya. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. It's a strange hatch with just opacity on it. This one... I love how it rotates when you make it larger. I can somewhat imagine this one looks like fingerprints almost. Like, that's the sort of vibe it gives me. I can imagine using this one for texturing. That might be my go-to potato texture. Alright. Wet bristle. If I am remembering right, this is going to be a case of clear, or maybe start on blue. Yeah. This is quite a... Oh, actually, it depends how hard you press. It's like, oh yes, I'm blurring, and then... How long does it drag? Actually, it depends. Oh, that's interesting. So if I start like with a harder press, it drags and goes. But if I stay on a softer press, it drags and changes. I'm assuming you are a similar situation. Wet bristle rough, so same diff, just different bristles. Let's not muddy up the background one. Wet circle, you actually might be what I'm looking for. It's the wet bristle effect, but it's actually just... I'm going to put you into try it out and also background. Wet knife. Oh no, my knife is wet. Your cuts are getting sloppy. Haha. Compared to all the other sort of knife brushes, I like this one the most. Actually, I really like that one. Your background. Wet knife. Wet knife plus. Oh my. This one's more soft. Wet paint. I think that's inferior to the pen. They're probably similar. Yeah. Wet paint details, wet paint plus. Wet smear. Well. Interesting. So it's like more transparent in the middle. Interesting. Don't think I'm gonna use it. No. At least not for now. What? Okay, let's just... So, I kind of like this one actually. I don't know why. There's no method to my madness. It's just gut feel. Okay. Let's remove this layer. So we've got a new genre of pen. What are you? You're from Krita 3 Default. This one is called Ink Ball Pen. This seems like it would be a pretty much exactly what I was expecting. Oh, add a bit of going to it. It's pretty much a very thin sort of line. Jeez, mate. Keep your fingers in the right thing. Yeah, this one's pretty much exactly what I thought it would be. Honestly, it's so much what I thought it would be, I might end up using it. Excuse me. Yeah, I can totally just imagine using this. Not surprising because the one that I actually do use a ton, Ink Brush. The very inspiringly named Ink Brush 25. So, what is the difference between the two of you? So this one, I'll just draw straight. Actually, you know, I'll hide the head. Use this thing which I don't really use, which is the thing being able to turn any brush into an eraser. So, squiggly line test. It's almost like this one's more fun. So actually, keep them the same. So this one's 84 pixels. This one is at 84 pixels. 84 pixels. Yeah, this one's just finer. And you can actually see this one has... It actually has a bit of texture. Bit of texture. A very small sort of tail. Yeah, Do I finally change? Well, okay, there are going to be times where I don't want the textured line. And I want, like, the fully hard lines, so I'll... They both make the cut. But I think I'll start using ink ball pen as my primary go-to. Ink Circle 05. You look like you're another one in this family. Ooh, you're a blurry one. You're less blurry the less you go. That's interesting. Not my thing. Whenever I see these blurry lines, I feel like my eyes are going out of focus. I don't wear glasses yet, but I don't want to. And I don't want the feeling. You're also a smidgen blurry. Ink G Pen 10. Bring you up to 84. You have a... If I flick, you don't look great. I shouldn't be flicking. I shouldn't be flicking, but inevitably I will. I'll leave you as is. Ink G Pen 25. Seems to be more of the same. Ink Precision 03. What makes you more precise than the others? Do you just have a very small... Oh no. That's blurry. When I think precise, I don't think blurry. You've got a slight sort of angle to you. You're a perfectly serviceable brush. You got a bit of fuzziness to you though. Not as egregious as you. For precision. Okay, that's just one with a tilt. My pen doesn't really take advantage of the tilt. So. What's your deal? Not just more tilt? Yeah. You're all fine. Okay, more interesting looking ones. Watercolor. Ooh, how exciting. We're onto the watercolors. Oh. Okay, is that what's... This is weird. Okay, do I need to do a thing? Yeah, let me do a thing. I'm gonna do a big blue line. I'm gonna see how this thing interacts with it. No, you just do that, do you? I don't get it. I don't get this one. I like watercolors. I mean, I'm sure I've done them wrong. This one's also extremely glitchy. Okay, what about you? You're more smooth. And you? Thought you were going to have an interaction, but you're just kind of I don't mind you. I'll maybe try you out. It seems to be the same sort of deal. Oh, this one's... Oh, that's... So if I were to go in a circle... That's fascinating. So you're the super wet brush where... If I were to use you again and again and again in like the same sort of area... It wouldn't allow you to dry and it would spread you out. But as opposed to doing like a long line like this. Interesting. I don't know how I'd use you. But that's a more interesting interaction. I think we're past the halfway point. Oh boy, the stream is getting long. Well, it's my fault for downloading a bunch of packs. Watercolor, flat, big, grain tilt. You have the same sort of... Yeah, you have the same sort of water effect. You're like, no, I want to scrub the watercoloring I just did. These watercolor brushes are very interesting. I'm just not sure what to do with them. Decay tilt. If I go in a circle here, what happens? Sort of semi-spreads and darkens the ones around it. That's interesting. Water sea special blobs. Well, I am blobbit. Let's hope I love you. Oh no, you're just wet. Just a moist brush. Water splats. Yep. That's what it says. Water spread. Do you affect the brushes or anything? Yeah, just a very light one. I can see uses. In fact, I'll go back to you. Or was it you? I'll put you in situational and also you in situational. I think I'll go more purple so we get a difference. I mean, it's a great texture. You're on... That's good for making it like you're actually on a bit of a... Is it drawing paper? But thick sort of textured paper. Watercolor water pattern. Do you affect brushes beneath you? If I go white, what happens? Yeah, it sort of interacts with the brushes underneath it. Watercolor fringe. You're a classic case of press lightly, you blur. Do you blur actually? Barely. Not as good as other ones, and I'm just not. Your thing is flicking wildly for me, which makes you unusable. Same with you, jeez. Look at that. Look at that just rotate. Even if I'm drawing, it's just rotating. Yeah, can't use you. I'm assuming you're the same deal. And you're more circular, so it might not matter that much. Oh, this one seems fine. Posture. Oh, Lord. Oh, it's bloody cold. I like you the most, but meh. Watercolor soft edges. Oh, wow, that's very soft edges. Okay, let me actually put some color into this watercolor. Yeah, geez, if you don't lift the brush up, you can interact with it in a very interesting way. Don't know when I'd ever use it. Blender Basic. We're getting into the blend tools. I see my favorite blend tool, I think, is next. Blend the world. Yeah, I often use these for blending my facial hues and all of that sort of stuff. Not this one specifically. So what's the difference between the two? Blender Blur, Blender Basic. I mean, this is the one I'm used to. Let's do a real test. The real test would be to get, let me actually go to, I need someone's skin. Yours will do. I am going to have them go down. This is how I do it normally. Actually going to even group this one. The blend is very important to me because I use it way too much. So we're going to draw a pretend face. It's going to be the blush layer. This is what I normally do. There's the blush layer. There's the weird blue layer. Then there's the lighter than the rest of the face layer. And there's also, we'll go red shadow, the shadow layer. It's a bit hard without any facial features to go, but I'll also just give you the opacity there. And then there's the light layer. So, with this basic face, I'm going to duplicate this group. Now we can get a battle of the blur tools. Actually, you know what? I might have to do this multiple times, but let's do this one first. So, this blur tool that I haven't used before, that'd probably be, sorry, blend tool, not blur tool. Doing it like this. Normally I do these on individual layers. Same with the, so I see this one sort of keeps a, actually I'll definitely, this one is normally the least opaque. Oop. Clicked on something. The forehead. Light layers, and then of course the shadow. Kind of keep your main versus. I think I forgot to blur. Put you on 10, put you on 37, you're on 100, 20, and 20. You're on 20, you're on 20. I literally just looked, you're 10. Seven. Now my go-to blur tool . Yeah, it's a much softer one. Wait, hang on. Put you up there. Okay. Where was I? Blurring it properly. Blurring it properly. Yeah. Oh, because I'm a dumb. Yeah. I forgot to do the chin. But okay. Interestingly enough, the first one might be better for hard shadows, because it really sort of adds just a little bit of blur. Well, this one I think is definitely better for the skin tone, like infinitely better. But this is not done yet. We still have more blur tools. Okay, never used you before. Oh no, you're terrible. Alright. Disregard. You seem like you're not going to work. You pixelate the blur. Guess once again, not you. You're not going to be much better, are you? Compared to the other disasters? But definitely, nope. You're more of a mixy sort of blur. You could... you're a bit messy. Now this is just a whole other thing. Alright. You still go my frequent use. I'm actually going to put both of them in my frequent use. I think I'll try using the first one for shadow a bit, but for skin toning and all of that sort of stuff, I'm sticking to the one that I know and love. Okay, let's move all of you. Thank you for helping me with my demonstration. Now it looks like we've got some more effect brushes, which will be a fun time. Grab this brush, give me some test lines. I'm getting pretty far. Right, you. If I go black, what happens? Actually, I should test with these. Do these work on... They don't work. They have to be on the same layer. So this just makes everything monochromatic. Could be useful. I'll put you in situational. Adjust dodge. You don't affect the colors. What colors do you affect? If I've got a very, like... Is it because it was a different colored dodge? Interesting. So the green, because I think orange is the antithesis to green, if I'm not incorrect. Same with blue, actually. So it slightly affects the purples, but it heavily affects the red. Yeah. Don't think I'd use it. Good that it exists. Adjust lighten. I'll try you with white first. You indeed lighten them. If I put something behind you. You lighten everything, actually. You might be good, actually. I'll see if you can be used for lighting. If I put you on a pink glow... it's the classic case of... It'll lighten its antithesis. Okay. You are adjust multiply. Yeah, so it's multiplying by the color. Let's go. That hurts my eyes to look at. I don't think I'm going to use you. Overly burn. Are you another classic case of affect different colors differently? Green, blue, purple. Let's go red. Doesn't affect something that's too different? Right, yeah, about yellow. How do you interact? It'll just go where there's white space. There's probably a use for that. Layout block. When would I use it? I'm not opposed to this one, actually. Be great. Looks like another sort of like calligraphy brush. Bah. Seem to have a long tail. Was I just pressing softly? No, it has a very long tail. Layout oval. I just realized what I'm listening to. Well then. These are all interesting, but we've come across brushes that already do the stuff. These are all very transparent. Okay. Next. Thick dry. No. I'm just gonna zoom through. Thick paint. Yeah? Smash. I like that one, actually. Try them out. I'm guessing I'm gonna hate this one. Oh, wow. I'm not surprised. This one just looks like... Yep, nah. Actually, it's filling in an interesting way. But no. Is my... Yeah, I think I saw this one earlier. This one, I kind of like. I just don't know when I'd use it. I'll hide you for now until there's another multicolored brush. Yeah, I actually really like that one. No clue when I'd use it. I'll put this one into potential backgrounds. What? Are you seriously what I think you are? Oh, are you... Oh, I've been looking for a brush like this. Ah, this brings me back. This is definitely the brush that I think of when I think of people first getting into image editing and they edit themselves to larger muscles, larger waist, etc., etc., etc. And then they're just like, well, if I grab my bicep and go like this, oh, look how large my bicep is now. Or if they want to look like they've got a ridiculous waistline, they're like, oh, yes, my waistline. Oh, look at this hourglass figure. Ah, what a blast from the past. Oil bristles. Yeah. I don't mind this one. I don't mind it. Do you have an interesting interaction with yourself? You sort of do? Or is that just the whitish outline? Let's do a comparison. If I go this, and then I go like this. Well, then what if I bring in a different color? I think the rule seems to be, if interacting with the same color... Oh no, there. No, you're... Oh no, you're one of these types of brushes. Interesting. Do you work with... Ah, okay, you're one of these ones. Oh, you think that is a knife. This is a knife. Yeah, it's more of these interesting brushes. I actually like this one more. Actually try you out. Pastoral textures large. Do you have any interactions? No, you're just a big old blocky thing. Don't even think you have a... Yeah, no, you're always going to be transparent. Okay. Pastel sticks to thin. I'm guessing you're going to be pretty much the same. Oh, you've got less of a transparency issue, but not my sort of texture. Pencil 2B. This was the one I've been using for sketching before. You're a perfectly serviceable pencil. Congratulations. You get to stay. Oh, you're a bit blurry for my taste. You're the one I've been using for texturing. Though I've got the... Really should have added a texturing folder. Put you in situational. You I tried to use, but you never really worked out. Single pixel? Are you always going to be a single pixel? No. You haven't got any smoothing if I were to suddenly change direction. You do you. Pixel art dithering. So I'm assuming if I do something... Oh no, it's... That... No, I'm all good. I'm assuming this is more of the same. No, it's not. What are you? Oh, you're just circle pixel art. And you are square pixel art. Is this a case of, like, you're... Am I? Huh. It's a pressure-sensitive pixel. Let me remove my delay. Yeah. Interesting. Also, not for me. Oop. So I'm gonna clear myself out of section here. Great as an eraser. Quick, circle big. Big circle, huge. If I don't change the... I'm assuming because I changed it, these are supposed to be something or another. I don't know. It's a circle, but so is the most basic brush in the world. There is literally no difference. I don't know why you exist. Circle layout, yeah, no. Whatever. Rake bristle dry. Nope. Rake bristle. Rake, just rake. Better, but still no. Screen tones. This is just more of these dots. Yeah, there's a few of these things. Screen tone eraser. Okay, it's same. Same. Shape fill. What are you? Oh. What? How would you do that? Hang on. Where are you from? From the Krita 3 default resource bundle. Okay. So if I'm drawing a bee, I can do that. If I try to draw a reverse bee. Oh Lord. Oh, that's funny. The bee I drew to do the reverse. That is a fascinating brush. I have zero use for it whatsoever. Either same thing except slightly transparent. If I want to do like a pretentious fake art background, be like, yes, look at my fascinating new background. I'm sure you could probably use it to do some cool perspective things, but that is not me. Yeah. Fascinating brush. Sketch. Why do you have... Are you an interaction? Yeah, with the lines overrect, you do this. Why? Why do you do that? Yeah, you're just called sketch. Do you do that normally? No, it's only... I don't get why that happens. I mean, it's kind of a cool effect, but... Yeah. Sketch Chrome. Are you going to have the same sort of issue? Yeah. Sketch Fur. Huh. Now, if I were to draw... If I was to go and try and draw my cat... I think I'd have to maybe do this as the layer above, though. And the fur isn't particularly controllable. This one is interesting. I don't know what to do with you. That one's piqued my interest somewhat. Sketch ink big. What fresh hell awaits us? Oh, great. It's just more of the same. Overlapping lines give you a big bleh. Don't tell me. You're the same thing, aren't you? Bam. Makes your signature look cool. You can vaguely see that says Bull Lobert. Are you normal? You're the most normal. When I say the most normal, I also mean... Hang on. Back to this. Back to this reference. No, it's not. It's not it. It's not it, Chief. Okay, 2 and a bit. More rows, and then I've gone through all the brushes. We're so close. Yet so far away. I've come across some interesting brushes. Lots of stuff that I would love to use for backgrounds if I knew how to draw backgrounds. Okay. More of the same. More of the same. More of the same. Am I way too zoomed in? Yeah. Doesn't help. This one is probably the least offensive, but also the most transparent. This one, I kind of like a little bit more. I think that one doesn't look as butt. Don't know why when the brush is so big, the line is still so small. I mean, it's a classic case of it's perfectly, like I could use it for this, but there are other brushes I'd like to use more. Unless you want to draw a Sanji eyebrow. That's it. That's the situation. Or am I doing it the wrong way? I'm a fake One Piece fan. I've completely forgotten which way Sanji's eyebrow curls. Just like the world government putting out the wrong wanted poster. Ugh. Sorry about that. I don't know why I'm just needs to go down like that. Yeah, nah, it's the least offensive, but I've got nothing. I got nothing. What are you? Smudge block tilt. Smudge it for me. Ooh. Oh, look at that smudge. I'll put you in the blurring folder. Smudge rake. Oh my word, I hate it. Smudge rake 2. More of the same. I'm just gonna let me add some new lines just for that. You are smudge soft. Indeed. You are a soft smudge. Smudge textured. Meh. Smudge water. Also meh. Water doesn't do that thing. Smudge my body, get it on the floor. Okay, enough of that. Sparkle wet. Do you interact? I better get a white to see if you interact. It does interact if you start on something, it interacts.
Get ready.
Do. I mean, that one's situational. Maybe even background stuff. Sparkle wet soft. It's gonna be same sort of. The harder you start it, the harder you start it, it's actually the less the blur happens. I think I prefer the first one to the second one. Do some very interesting hair texture with this, I reckon. Special fuzzy color. I was using you to draw before. You are inconsistent. Did I use you for like just a single thing? Maybe. Probably not. Special particles crazy, quote unquote. Oh, is this what? Special particles. Okay, let me. It is stuck on 1 pixel. Oh, this is. Okay, the slower you go. No, not the slower. It's the harder you push. Wait, what? What's your deal? What is causing it? Is it speed? That's not speed. Speed plus hardness? Hang on. If I change directions? I can't rely on you because I have no idea what you do. Splat. Wait, sorry. What was your name? I saw the word splat. Oh, my mouse. Splat mix cells. You seem to be just this. Wait. Oh, because I'm still in black. Well, there's a bit of mixing, I suppose. Another case of whatever color you start on, it'll sort of inherit. I'm not sure when I'd use you. Are these more... Minus the inheritance, this is just splat texture. If I was just go bleh, I might use you. You're situational. Splat texture 2. Oh no, I much prefer you. Yeah. Splat wet cells. Let's go to purple. You're interesting, but I don't know when I'd use you. Splatter thin. It's literally a picture of a toothbrush. Back to red. So just an inferior to the big splatter. Sponge. You're not the first sponge texture. I did say sponge. Please ignore. A bit too vibrant for my taste. don't really have anything about that. Splay sprat. Splat. Bleh. Spray. Splat. That one is exactly like the other splat textures. Oh, except it doesn't get any bigger. So you're even less useful. Oh, another shapes fill. Are you like the old version of shapes fill? Ah, it doesn't have the inverse. Alright, it does? How about the first time? I was doing... versus... some stuff will... What on earth? Shapes mecha. Did it say mecha or mechanical? No, shapes mecha. Sorry, what? Okay, I'm gonna new layout. Okay, shapes mecha, I guess. Oh, delay is already 0. Sorry, I have... When would I use you? Like, if I'm trying to just... It's gonna be like the bottom of a junk pile or something? How's this shapes mecha? I don't get it. I don't get it. Shapes rounded. I don't get it. Shape spikes. I don't get it. I don't understand this. Shape square. Now this one, you could totally make like a cool wormhole effect with this sort of thing. Would I ever use a cool wormhole effect is the better question. It's got a wild spread. It's like it's the cube snake. I don't know, this one I'm slightly more inclined towards. Tangent, basic, normal. Wait, what? It says x plus y plus z plus. Do you have a brush interaction? Are you just slightly wait, slightly... Wait, what? I am painting a green brush right now. What is... Do I need... God, I had a blue brush before. It's bugged. You're blue. If I draw you, will you be blue? No, wait. Hey, yeah, sorry, you're the second one. Oh, right. I'm confused. You... Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. No, not okay. I still don't understand. Okay, whatever. This one changes color blending depending on the direction you're drawing. So you can do something like that. Does it change based on the starting color? No, it doesn't. You're strange, but you're slightly more understandable than whatever the absolute bollocks you were. You... Tangent, normal, hairy. You are the same, and I don't understand you. I don't understand what's happening. All I understand. I am now... Oh no, I forgot the Greek philosopher. The one who... Only thing that he knows is that he knows nothing. I am that right now. I am forgetting a very basic name. You... Look, you're like slightly pink, but like... I don't understand. Are we on the last line? No, second last line. Alright. Tangent, normal, Y inverted. Great. Great. It's all messed up. I don't understand. I'm gonna move on. Texture fuzzy. I like fuzzy. It's indeed fuzzy. Don't know when I'd use you. You're also fuzzy, it seems. Texture hair. I don't really draw super detailed hair. And I shouldn't. One of the big things I need to work on is drawing more basic stuff. Because, go to here. I'm pretty happy with lots of these drawings, but that sort of level of shadow and shading on the face and all of that, that's definitely not feasible if I'm trying to do an animation in the end. Like I can't draw that I can draw that every frame, but matching like the level of blush in the cheeks and all of that sort of thing and the lighting when you spin around isn't feasible in the long run. Neither is this brush. These are all... That's a paintbrush. Don't know why you're... It's textured tilt, alright. This one seems like pixel stuff. Or it claims to be pixel stuff. It looks like it's claiming to be pixel stuff. Pixel art. Pixel dithering. I think these are all Krita 4 versions of Krita 3 brushes I've already looked at. So I'll go relatively quickly through them. Yeah, this is Pixel Big. The clone tool, again. I'm assuming... Oh, that's funny. So it's like a... It keeps going up. How did I put you? Situational, maybe? You... Distort, grow. Alright, let's get our lines out. Wherever you put it, it's gonna... So if I do that... Grows it out. Yeah, so if the center is here, it'll think the wide is growing out. I don't really have a use for you. Distort move. Oh, this is the thing from before, except a Krita 4 version of it. Woo! Distort shrink, you're a new one. So you'll squeeze. I could potentially use you. Not sure what for. So I'll put you in don't know when. Experimental webs. These are all these sort of... Do you not grow? No, you're just a 1 pixel brush. You look neat. If I were to actually try and draw webs like this... No, it's because the effect happens when the lines... intersect? I'm not sure. I actually like this one. It just is very sad that I can't get it past 1 pixel. I'll keep my eye on you. For the time being. Sketching 1, chrome thin. I'm gonna hide you again just because you're more... Oh no, this one can actually change. Oh no, it's one of these. Nope, nope. Less egregious, but still nope. Ooh, a quill. Do you do silly things? Sketching leaky. Do I need to make you bigger to see the leaking? Don't take that line out of context. Here's the same. I don't understand what you are. You are Enigma. Texture Impressionism. It's similar to that square one we saw before. Can I make this look like flying sheets of paper, maybe? I'll keep. I won't put that one anywhere, but I'll keep that one in my brain bank. Oop. I have no idea what I'm going to put as the thumbnail for this one. Normally I've got like a sort of thing in Sketch. This one it's just brush after brush. Texture pointillism. There's a chance I might use this for a background or something. Texture normal map. What? I don't get these brushes. How do you suddenly decide? Hang on. Have I cracked the code? Line 1. Line 2. Line 3. Line 4. It depends on the tilt of your pen. That is wacky. Okay. Never gonna use you. Filter blur, alrighty. How do I use you? Alright, do I need to... Oh, it just took a while to apply. Oh, it's... I made a mistake. It's waiting for the brush to go. I'll give it a moment. I was too excited. I think I stacked brush strokes by accident. Okay, here we go. I'm going to quickly, I guess I'll use you. Draw a little... I need a solid. Where's the pixel one? You'll do. I'll do a small face. Now we'll blur it. Wait, are you going to blur it? Is that blurred? That has blurred. Okay. I'm just... It's a very slight blur. Yeah. Sharpen. Yeah, probably nothing you can do in this situation. Interesting effects. I don't know what I'm doing with those. More crosshatches. More of this effect. More of this effect. So I'm just kind of zooming. I think these are all Krita 4 ones, so they're all very similar to their Krita 3 counterparts. Texture big. Oh, I skipped some by accident. I don't even know what you are. Yeah, you're absolutely dandy. But nothing I'm going to use. You are that. Have I used this one before, actually? It's a sort of splatter one. Yeah, large splat. We've got other large splats. Texture noise. This doesn't look like anything from The World Ends With You. In fact, that looks... What is that? Wild. More splatty goodness. Texture random particles. Texture reptile. If I ever draw reptile furries, I know I've got the brush for it. I can finish that with a straight face. What are you? Texture snow pile. That's an interesting texture. Is this intended for just a... Yeah, it's like you put this on top of your thing, so you'd probably make it more of a this color. Yeah, that's extraordinarily situational. But this one at least, I'll do background effects maybe. Texture spines. Have you ever just, you know, open up your spine closet and then you've got tons of spines in there? Don't know what that is. More splatting. The splat shall not be contained. Is this what I used for the stars? It may legitimately be. That's fine. Texture spray. Lives up to its name. Here's the texture star field. Oh, it's a bit too white, probably. So, oh, it's very small. It's actually a bit too small to the point of being... I'm not a fan of brushes that don't scale. Yeah, that's actually not useful. So if I want bigger stars, it's kind of whatever. Texture wood fiber. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It does indeed look like the texture of wood fiber. For someone who doesn't spend his time around wood fiber. But that gives me a hearty meh. Bubbles, though. Let's get some. Oh my. Perfect. That's so extremely situational, I don't ever think I'm going to use it. Now, these ones are more interesting. Stamp floor. I think I've looked at the grass one of these before. This one, less interesting to me. This one is. I think this is a grass one or a hair one. Stamp grass, yeah. I like this one. Here, to lay the different... Maybe start in a different direction, so... I like this one. So this one goes straight into background FX. I think this is more grass patches. Background effects to you as well. Hearts, love it. Probably not going to use it. But I'll still put it in situational. I think this is more grass. Herbals. I probably wouldn't use this one, but I might. There's a chance that I might add a little bit to it with a big grassy field. Stamp leaves. Emphasis on stamp for this one because it's definitely a case of. This actually isn't as good as I think it would be. Less useful than some of the other ones. But if you're going for like a zoomed out sort of more stylized thing, you know, let's just put that in background effects. This one, interesting concept. That looks great. I love that. Big fan. Oh, a stamp that doesn't scale. Boo to you. This one, I believe, does scale? No. Oh, it does, but it's kind of not great. This one is just lots of dots. So you could probably do something where it's like dot, dot, dot. Oh, there's a size limit. There's more stampy dots. Sorry, after mountains, and the final one, what are you? 3.5 hours. Stamp water. I think if you made this light enough and you put it over something. I think the main problem is it's not... You have to be careful with how you use it. I'll put it on the back burner. That's background effects. The mountains are my favorite snap. I love the mountains. They look great. All right. We've gone through every single brush. How many brushes was that? There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 brushes per row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 rows. 9 times 31 is 279 plus 19. Math is probably wrong. 279 times 19. Sorry, plus 19. 79, 88. 298 brushes? Sounds about right. I believe 298 brushes. I'll probably put this one as a VOD on YouTube. Yeah. So, our end game is in all untagged, a bunch of brushes that I'll probably never use. Airbrushes. I've got a few. Doubt I'm going to use them. Background effects, most of which we just got there, as well as the pretty stars, because these ones scale. Yeah, that's the one I used for The World Ends With You, I believe. The basic brushes, which are just those two. Blurring. Okay. And then I don't know when I'm going to use these, which are all very interesting brushes to me. The erasers, which are as they sound. Frequent use, which is pretty much unchanged from before. I removed a couple of pencils and added a couple in. Yeah, like that blur and this one. And this one, I'd like to. I'm going to try drawing lines with this one for a while. Interesting effects. This one, which this was the glow one. I thought I was going to use more interesting effects, but potential background stuff. These are all very lovely looking arty ones. My problem is I can't draw. So until I get better at that, I'll just, yeah. I love it. I love the blurring. It has really nice effects, and then there's this one that I really love as well. Yeah. Those ones, almost more than potential backgrounds, the better name might be stuff that blurs very nicely together that I don't know how to use. Situational, these are all sort of like charcoal, the clone tool, a couple of burns, and other such strange things, and the hearts because hearts. Kingdom Hearts. And the clone tool. Where's the one that makes it grayscale? Either way, all interesting tools that I'm very rarely going to use. To compare, I'm actually just going to remove. Thought this was going to be something where I was going to use it more often. I did not, so let's delete it. And then the try it out. These are all interesting ones that I'm going to try and implement in some of my stuff. So that was a long stream, 3.5 hours. Every single brush that I have, and that is, let me say, which I repeat, we went through the Krita 3 default resources bundle, the Krita 4 default resources bundle, the Krita Artist SeExpr, so I think that's SeExpress examples, the RGBA brushes, the Deevad 2021 bundle, the Deevad Duo brush preset bundle. Oh wait, are these all? Oh, these are all David Revoy. Okay, how come the brushes seem so unfamiliar to me? Okay, so it's 3 David Revoy brush kits. The David Revoy, maybe that makes sense. Why has it got 2 E's? Whatever. The 2021 bundle, the Duo Brush Preset bundle, and the Flat Brushes Speed Painting bundle. When I put this up on YouTube, I will find those brush bundles, and I'll link them where I got them. And yeah, Queen's birthday. I've got videos to work on, or video. I think the next video on Sunday, this coming Sunday, will be about planning a wedding, which will be exciting. The one after that will be my much delayed one on Chinese because I'm running very far behind. Yeah. Either way, if you've managed to sit through all of this because you are curious about different Krita brushes, thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending the time with me. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. You Australians, I hope you enjoy your Queen's birthday. I think different states have it in different days, like is Western Australia have it on a different day or something? But either way, enjoy your Queen's birthday Monday. And my next stream will be on Wednesday morning, back to the usual short 1-hour ones. So, have a good week. And find my mouse so I can say, have a good week. See ya. I really need an outro. I'll make an outro eventually. See ya.